Grand opening. Heck, how are you? I hope your days is wonderful. I hope you've gained your strength back. I hope you've been restored. I hope your prayers are being answered. Mhm. And that's what we about to do. We about to start off with a prayer. So we want to thank Jesus. We want to thank the Ola Room. We want to thank the Pleiadian Council, the Galactic Federation. We want to thank all of the Ascended Masters, all the ancestors of the White. We want to thank the whole heavenly host. We want to thank our higher selves for sticking it out with us and not giving up. We want to thank we want to thank God for our unwavering faith in Him. We want to thank God for the gifts that He give us. Yes, we do. So I hope your week has been prosperous. I hope your time and your energy has not been wasted. So first and foremost, thank you. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Haven't been here because we had to get used to the work schedule again. We've been out of commission for a little while. We also took that time to get closer to God and get acquainted with some gifts that we have, right? All right. So today we're going to talk about Elihu's wrath, right? Who is Elihu? Elihu is a young man who appears in Job 32 through chapters 37, intervening after Job's three friends failed to refute him. As a fourth counselor, he is angry at Job for justifying over God and or being ineffective. Elihu offers a unique perspective, arguing that suffering is not just a punishment, but a divine tool for refining, teaching, and preventing pride. So Elihu was something like an intercessor around Job, right? Between Job and these three quote unquote friends, right? A higher perspective. So these three men, we're coming from Job chapter 32, verses 1 through 7. These three men cease to answer Job. Cease is to stop or discontinue or to bring an action to an end. So we're gonna figure out if they was trying to bring an action to an end regarding Job or to discontinue Job or disregard what he had to say. All right. So these three men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel the Buzite, and of the kindred of Ram against Job. What is kindred? Kindled definition is to light or set something on fire. So these were ops of Job, right? But somebody on the ops team looked at something from a higher perspective. 349 on the timer. Of the kindred of Ram against Job was the wrath kindred because he justified himself rather than God. So was the wrath kindred because he justified himself rather than God. So Job knew that the way to God was through his conscience. And that's why Job's attitude was the way it was. A negative attitude is that Job looked at him, God saw him. But others around him didn't understand that. Also against the three friends was the wrath of kindred because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. So they didn't have a logical reason because they didn't understand the way to get to God is through your consciousness. And Job knew that, right? Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken because they were elder than he. So Elihu did have common sense. He did have manners, 5:11 on the timer. And when Elihu saw that there was no answer on the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. So it started the light of the fire, the light of the fire, to set something on fire, to light or set something on fire, right? So, and Elihu, the son of Rachel the Buzite, answered and said, I am young, and ye are very old. Wherefore I was afraid to durst not show you mine opinion. So Elihu said that he didn't speak up because he didn't want to thrust his opinion due to the fact that Job was an elder man than him. So again, he had some kind of common sense, but now is his time to speak what he needs to say. I said they should speak, and multitude for years should teach wisdom. So what I took from those last two or three verses is don't be so quick to give an answer. Listen, you might learn something. So Elihu, the choices, Elihu chose not to speak out of turn when Job was speaking because Job is an elder. Elihu made a conscious and a sound choice. So this reading is called The Punishment is the Wrath. The punishment is wrath, 7:04 on the timer. And it is levels to the eternal condemnation based upon the choices after the matters of the mind settles in the heart. This is a prophecy due to something has been, the message has already been given to the people who is for judgment due to their choices regarding you in this situation. See, divine intervention came through that situation with Elihu and Job due to the fact of Elihu's choices. So the divine intervened in the wrath that Elihu would have received if he would have opened his mouth and disrespected and disregarded his elder. No matter the choices of the people that was around them that they both were affiliated with, Elihu actually used his own mind. Okay. So another thing I wanted to share is what is the levels of hell in the Bible? The Bible does not detail a formal numbered structure levels of hell, such as Dante's 9 circles. Instead, it indicates degrees of punishment based on the knowledge and the rejection of God. While hell is generally described as eternal separation from God, Scripture mentioned different aspects, including outer darkness, Matthew 8 and 12, and the final lake of fire, Revelations chapter 20. The degrees of punishment. Jesus states that it will be more tolerable for some on Judgment Day than for others. Sodom versus certain Galilean cities, implying variations in severity. Knowledge based judgment. Luke chapter 12, verse 47 through 48 suggests that those who knew God but did not do it will receive severe beating. Those who did not know will receive a lighter penalty. So if you don't know of God, your punishment will not be severe as somebody who know of God and went against God. The Bible uses various terms that hint at different aspects or areas. though not necessarily layers. Sheol slash Hades, the general underworld of the dead. Tartarus, a specific place of chains and darkness for fallen angels. Peter chapter 2, verse 4. Gehenna, often used by Jesus to describe the final burning place of judgment. You will also find things about Gehenna in the Ethiopian Bible. Outer darkness, symbolizing utter isolation, regret, and exclusion from God's presence. So you will be down. The farther down you go, the further away from God you are. The lake of fire, the final eternal destination for wicked, for the wicked. Okay? So, based on your choices, right, depends on your kindred, right? We have choices to cease. We have choices. So, the punishment is the wrath. There's different levels to it, going up and going down. Okay? But, beloved, your dedication to Jesus Christ assisted in the karma release in the spring. In the east, from the east, regarding the east, regarding the Star of Bethlehem. The cycle is closed on these competitors, the ones who want to compete against you, with you for your life, for your destiny. Spirit says they're actually in their feelings because they can't sneak you from behind the scenes. Spirit said that they've been doing a lot of crying, a lot of depression, a lot of up and down emotions to the fact, right? Spirit says they're mad that they're in danger for their own actions. This is afflicted. This is a self sabotage. This is a cry for help, like on their behalf, because they wished ill will and they were behind the scene, under the sun, doing things. Energetic depends on the crime of your level of punishment eternally when it comes to this spirituality, because the truth is the way and the way is light. So today's date equals 1010. This is the third month. The 25th day will equal 7. 2026, which equals 10. So 1010. So cycle complete, a new one began. However that go. You killed 2 cycles in one day. However you did it, you did it. Good for you. Congratulations to you. So So we got Jesus here, the 7 of Wands, Jesus, the Watchtower of the East in the autumn. That's what we got right here. So what I'm taking from this is that you're defended by Jesus. When it comes to you and this person from the east, or this dark bird from the east, or whatever was going on with the east, the way it goes, you both belong on the same soil. So yeah. So this is an act of service. This is a spiritual warfare. The spiritual warfare do not stop. It never stops. It won't stop. Things might subside. Like it might appear that it's over, but spiritual warfare do not stop. It do not end. And once you're on the battlefield, you're primarily and pretty much there on the battlefield. Is there levels to? Yes, it is. Do you rank up? Yes, you do. Also, I want to share that the people God choose is not the people that 15 on the timer. That's 3 3. 3 o'clock. I mean 3 o'clock. So the people that God choose is not the typical people that some people want it to look like of God's choices, if that make any sense. If that makes any sense. Jesus. I call Jesus, he popped up. In the word, we are taught that Jesus is the name that we should only call. Y'all know how Jesus get down. Goes of the universe. We know that deep down inside. So what I saw when I was doing my pre-shuffling, where we at? That your higher power that came to assist you, and they brought this karma and this judgment on these people due to your faith and your dedication to your roots. Yeah. You knew what to do from the inside to raise your vibration. What's this, Holy Spirit? Transcending fear. So you let go of fear to do what you had to do, due to the fact you already knew what the punishment is if you disrespect your elder. Spirit. Yeah. What's this transcending fear? Clairvoyance activated the Lemurian, psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust your intuition. So you know when you let go of your fears that your intuition will be activated. And that's what some people, for you, was your intuition due to the fact because you already knew or you have an inner knowing of what's going on with the situation, with the people regarding you in this situation. That makes any sense to you? I hope it do. Yeah. Yeah, you transmuted fear through your intuition. Yeah. What about this east? God. The Star of Bethlehem is in the east. You got to get through the east. So somebody on the east, on the land of the east, did some unforgiving things to you. They got to go through one of these levels of hell due to the fact of the severity of the crimes they committed against you through spirit, right? So the wrath that they're getting is leading to their punishment if it's not their punishment, right? Containment. Containment. It's caught. Something is being held. And again, the definition for kindle is to light or to set something on fire. Containment. So some fear has been contained and your intuition has been activated. And transcending fear, facing your fear leads to fearlessness, embrace your power. And this is fire around this person. Oh, I'm on vacation. Yeah. Bet. So you set fires. You set fires when you provide guidance. And you get guidance through the cards, right? The magic circle is protected, right? Protected by spirit. You transmute fear through your intuition and you prophesy. Cauldron, hand feasting, containment, union. You have a spiritual connection for your divine mission through cards, through the tarot cards, with the Holy Spirit, with the Spirit. Hold on. Somebody walk outside. What's this union? And that's to bring balance. That balances out the situations due to the fact where there is good, there is bad. Where there is bad, there is good. Balance when you come forth due to the fact you do things in the upright. You do it with the partnership of the Holy Spirit. Jesus, the Son of God. Yeah. 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 But somebody else, since the autumn, they've been going in the book of shadows. A dark bitch. To try to curse your money. To try to block your divine mission. A dark bitch. But they thought it was okay. When they thought it was a great idea to try to come against you. That's why it's levels to their punishment. We all have choices. You chose to go that way. So your fate shall be what it is. Right? Because we all have choices. It's all the matter of the mind. See, the mind and the heart have to correlate. They have to come because the thoughts come from above. So you choose to be the way you are because that's the choices you make. Yeah. 2340. Let's get to it, Spirit. Sorry, excuse me, I'll take up a lot of time. But when it comes to the Holy, don't time nothing. Time is nothing. Every 20 days, it is supposed to be 13 months. Every 28 days, the earth, the universe go through a cycle. The female body go through a cycle every. They have choices. They have choices to stay in illusions or to come out of it. Jeez. All these distractions. Is to bring balance. But you know what is life without a distraction, right? What is life without a distraction? Right? Yeah. The energy is going to be off because it's been displaced. But you know, we did. Yeah. Spirit brought balance. So they contained the ones that was going after you. See, everything that's good is an adverse effect. Everything that's bad has an adverse effect. Yeah. What these people, this group of people, or this tourist, or this organization, or these authority figures, what they manifested when it came to them 10 pentacles for your good. Everybody reaping what they sow. Whatever you put out in life is what you get. Yeah. So you invested in being deceitful, you get inherited deceit. It depends on the level. Do you have to die to go and live in hell? No, you do. No, you do not. What's this, Holy Spirit? 2 cards came over. All right. So somebody's deception got them caught up. Somebody's deception caused them to be the sacrifice. So that's why your intuition contained these partners or this pair. Your intuition contained people's deceit. However, in the union it was. But you let go of fear and you trusted your intuition, and your relationship with the Holy Spirit brought balance. Right? That's what it looked like from these 7 cards. Yeah, because you're the high priest or the high priestess. What's this, hangman? Yeah, lesson learned. Yeah, for them impulsive actions. So somebody's prudence, somebody got enlightenment about somebody's prudence and how they thought it was funny to do impulsive actions. So the universe is they find it funny and they return it with generosity. What's this, Knight of Wands? Yeah, and now they gotta carry the burdens. Yeah, because the universe giving it back. The fire guardian. Yeah, again, you reap what you sow. Moving forward. Yeah, what's this overload? They overloaded because the star recovered. The star got up. The star used them for a source for what they needed to use them for. Right? Yeah. The star is calm, cool, and collective. And these people that come with the lies and manipulation, the sabotage, the hidden agendas, the illegal tactics. Illegal tactics. It was a waste of time. Yeah. What's this 10 of Wands? Looks like they in regret. They regret because you left them due to them being deceitful. I got a message from Spirit in my sleep and I wrote it down. It said, do the first commandment in my sleep, do not be deceived. That's what I got. The first thing that came out, you transcended your fears through your intuition. You worked it out with spirit, your higher consciousness, and you contained a healthy relationship with spirit. And it's to bring balance, right? You see that dark bird on the side of there? That dark bird. The choices that these people made in the fall. This is what they answering for in the spring. It's spring now. Yes. That's the blessing from the universe for these people. New opportunities. for their choices and actions they did to you in the fall. Clarify, they in regret about it. Clarify this Five of Cups. Yeah, they in regret because this high priestess invested in sudden change. They invested in sudden changes for this high priestess, and they regret that shit. I bet they should. This high priest or this high priestess, whichever one you are. Gender is not a thing in spirituality. Again, new opportunities. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no money out here. Yeah, this group, this friends group that tried to put you in a pot over the stove on some fire. Them and their partner, how they was celebrating, binding you, right? But you saw it in your intuition and you transmuted it due to the choices. Balance. It's the light side to that tree and the dark side. What's the Seven of Pentacles? You disrespected your elders, your ancestors. You disrespected your spiritual lineage when you did this to God, any of God's people. So they regret for their hard work, and so they're reflecting on their achievements, which they didn't achieve anything, right? So now they need to guard and protect themselves, right? Because you're alert to their shit. Transcending fear, clairvoyance activated. Strength of the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Hey. This deception and this cunning and trickery behavior got these people caught up. And that's why it's level to their condemnation, because some of them knew exactly what they was doing and some of them was misled and misdirected into what they was doing. So, to fair is fair because the rules has already been set by the universe. So fair is fair. As long as you get your punishment and your just due, will be all right for the chosen. Because due to the fact we all are given choices here, salvation is free. What's the Seven of Swords? So they lied about their desires. Period of satisfaction. Yes, they lied about their desires. And you saw that in your intuition. You saw that. And so you exposed it. Yeah, they lied about their desires and how they got money. They lied about how they did it. These witchy sisters, these witch bitches. Yeah. They lied about their deceptions, prudent trickery about about their desires. You transcended this shit. You transmuted this shit through your intuition. So now the prophecy is here because these people are actually living this shit out. What's this desires? And yeah, Yeah, these witchy ones. Hold on. These witchy ones wanted to control some things. Driver's seat, witchy, driver's seat. Yeah, they wanted to control, empower. So they desired control through of the spiritually enlightened ones. The witchy sisters did. Yeah, they was morally corrupt. They are wicked. Yeah. Scorpio, Taurus, and a Leo out here. So they was brazen. They was bold to do it, right? They thought they had heart to do it, right? But you see their punishment, and depending on their level of crime and spirit, depends on the level of karma that they get, or where they will be forever eternally addressed to. Prayer part is witchy. So strong, yeah, spirit said. So fuck yeah. Not seeing clearly. Not seeing clearly. Unable to see the truth, in denial, unfocused, jealous of others people's success. So again, they was deceptive about their desires and the control through spirituality and how they're in the dark. Yeah. They was using dark magic to produce. Yeah. And now they gotta take a look at themselves. They gotta look at themselves. Self-reflection. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. It's a strong yeah, spirit says. Because we all went the rewards. What it says about the rewards that we wrote down? The rewards they are receiving will result in complete endings. That's yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey man, we about to find out what the rewards is of the wicked. Yeah, of the wicked. You need to proceed with caution when you're dealing with these ones. No need to help them, Spirit says. These people can't be trusted. No. Maybe the next lifetime, Spirit says, but not this one. Fake apologies is not accepted. What's this hangman? Yeah. They got caught up when you they got caught up because you make conscious choices. Because you make conscious choices. You filter out unnecessary distractions, unnecessary thoughts. You filter it out through your intuition. You live off a frequency. So that's why these people's punishment is the way it is. The punishment is the wrath. It's level 2 internal condemnation based upon the choices of the matters of the mind and what settles in the heart. What's this noise cancellation? Yeah. So you can move on. You got selective attention and you moving on. You moving forward. You in the driver's seat. You in control of how you move. You in control of how you move. You don't desire. So you don't desire their deception. So you block them out. You in control of how you move. And how you move is based off of spirituality. Yeah, you did the inner work spiritually. Yeah. That's how they got caught up when it came to you. When it came to you. When it came to you, when it came to a visionary. And they're dim. Yeah. They're dim and their money is low. Their money is from the dark side. Yeah. And people is questioning. How did you know that? Because they decided to play in your energy. So they gave you access to their energy. And you went back there with Jesus, though. You didn't go back there with a book of spells. You been back there with Jesus and God. You synchronized and they questioning. You got people questioning. What's up with this motherfucker? What's this not one? Yeah, you keep moving with love. And you're doing it with confidence. Yeah. Supportive, upbeat, radiate health, vitality, courageous, and show your shadow self. Haters will hate. Yeah, you doing it. Yeah, you keep moving. While they're, even though they're impulsively taking actions against you, you continue to persevere. And that's what got them in a stalemate because you continue. Yeah, got them in a stalemate and people questioning them because people see them for who they are and how they need to go get health checks when it comes to their works. Confidence. This, yeah. Through all the traumatic events that you had to endure or what they got to endure. Bonding upheavals. Okay, so what's next to trauma bonding? You moved on from trauma bonding with anybody. You took control of that. You took hella control of that. You're not trauma bonding with nobody. Yeah, you moved on from that. Upheavals that challenge you to confront deepest fear. You moved on from that. That's already healed for you. So they got these people at a stalemate. They hanging upside down by 1 foot, blood rushing to their head with 10 wands on their back, if they're allowed to come down. But that's what they hanging up on that by the noose with 10 burdens on their back. Yeah, and that was a fulfillment spirit said. Verify this trauma. Yeah, yeah. You confidently moved around trauma bonding with anybody. Trauma. It's a no. It's a big no. And that got these people stressed out because you moved on. Yeah. They stressed because you did your inner work. Yeah. Through spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah. You moved on from trauma and stress. You flying high, spirit said. And you always running up against competition. Due to the choices. We all have choices. So again, your choices depends on type of. You might not die today. You don't have to die to go through judgment. You might not die today, but what you do today reflect tomorrow if God granted to you, due to the grace that He decides to have for you. Clarify and where do that come from? Your choices. Because every thought comes from above. Yeah, the devil is the prince of the air, but every thought comes from above. What's up with this stress? Yeah. Yeah, you relaxed on that. Yeah, you answered your inner calling. You remembered your inner calling. Nostalgia. Take rest from responsibilities, recovery from stress, a toxic job or person, healing from less mental space, meditate, say no, recharge before moving forward. Time to think, plan ahead. Yeah, because you're healthy. Yeah. So again, in the dark, the ones that was deceitful, that is not of the light, that is wicked, they see that you good. They see that you good. The ones that tried to put you in the pot, the ones that put you in the cauldron, in the woods, that they was dancing around, that they wanted to invoke some shit on you. They see you good. Because remember, they tried to sneak dish you by going behind the scenes, under the sun, behind the moon. Right? They tried to sneak dish you. Yes, they did. Not realizing you was healthy. Check up. What's this 10 of Wands? Carrying the burden, determination, overload, fully responsible, pressure, heavy responsibility, burden, nuisance, striving for success, anxiety, and trying too hard. So somebody was trying to pop the bubble. They was trying too hard to pop the bubble. Being too emotional, ending things, break up, exaggerating, dramatic, stopping before starting. They were trying too hard to pop your bubble. They wanted to end things for you based off of their emotions. Again, do no inner work, inner healing, inner looking, discovery. They didn't do nothing for self. They were so focused on you. So again, Jesus told us, when they come for you, they gave up their cross, yo. Pick it up. They tried too hard to pop your bubble while you chilling. Now they started a fire, Kendrick, for their tower. Clarify this, pop the bubble. This pop the bubble. High five. Supportive friends, them and their supportive friends. Build camaraderie, acknowledgement and praise, encouragement and motivation. Now, they see you got support. They see that you got support. It's people out there that's giving you your props because you spoke the truth, the whole truth, and nothing. After, even though these motherfuckers tried so hard to pop your bubble, people out there that's the fact that, hey, these people out here perfect because of their own belief system. What's this pop the bubble? Tower. Strong, resilient, elevated perspective, being inspirational to others, achieving success. So you couldn't even, you tried too hard to pop the bubble on somebody else's determination. And it didn't do nothing but prove their resilience. So again, it added something to their resume. To the sweet life. On the way to the sweet life. So what you did helped them. So again, when these people think that they're going to come after you, just know that we all have choices, right? And the choices you make is the choices you choose, right? And so when they decided to go against you, they did not realize that they was going against themselves, and that's why they in the 5 of Cups for their investments, and that they have to protect and guard themselves. Due to the fact you transcended the fears through your intuition, you use spirit in a positive way, while they was trying to bind your unions. So you and spirit balance this out because of the choices. And now they worry. Look how she looking. Proactive thinking, proactive instinct. So they flinching, they paranoid, they got racing thoughts. You know, mindful, alertness, be vigilant and thorough. So they worry. Clarify this tower. Money. So let's go back a few pegs. 3. Spiritual, empathetic towards others, strong intuition, spellcaster, evolved and compassionate, connects with spirit, right? Spiritual, inner work. Why they stressed out for the next 4 years about money? They're gonna be stressed out about money. These witchy sisters that's in the dark, they're gonna be worried about money for the next 4 or 5 years because this is the choice they made. They will be able to rest after these burdens. I saw 4 or 5 years, in 4 years, in 4 to 5 years. What's for about money? They in the dark watching you chilling. They thinking about you up. Because you got good news coming. They sitting back and watching. But them having to watch is part of the balance. They know for a fact they can come in. That's why they in the 5 of Cups. Hitting you up. Because they're gonna try to offer you a job. All the reasons I've done to summon up everything and everybody. They're gonna try to offer you a job from that place that did you wrong, that you know that they're gonna try to hit you up, offer you a job. Some people gonna try to handle a relationship you all had that's been sunk, dead, cast in fire. That everybody in regret for what they invested in, how they treated you, and now they know that when you're around, your energy comes with a protective barrier. They know they gotta stand their ground. They know they gotta guard themselves. They know they gotta be precautious. They know that they know for a fact that they gotta walk a fine, narrow line because you spoke up. Yeah, the cat. Meow. Sense of grace, ease, playful, encouraging, embrace your individuality. Yeah. What does cat symbolizes? Intuition. You spoke up through your intuition, right? Yeah. They blaming themselves for this. Absolutely. This is to bring balance. So again, we all have a consciousness. However we choose to use it at first, that's just how that's just what it is. So once we find out what we've done, because a part of it is us too. We cannot just say, oh, I'm the fucking victim. No. What part of this shit did you play? I allowed these motherfuckers to play with me for so long. Okay, once you acknowledge your part in the shit, then guess what? It's takeoff time. Because you spoke up and you advocate for yourself and others due to the fact you already knew you was not the only one that they thought they was going to play with. You knew that. You came in this shit like, hold on, what can I do about this? Because this shit is not right. Yeah. Yeah, now these hoes is limited. Clarify this 5 of Cups. In the present. Persistent. Take responsibility seriously. So again, this 5 of Cups, this persistent confirms this 5 of Cups, and it's yes, they have to take responsibility and blame themselves. They take responsibility due to them inflicting this shit on themselves. Yeah. It confirmed it. It says yes at the bottom of that. Persistent. Yes. Yes. They know. They know why this has happened. So they need to go and apply the coup. They have no other choice but to self-reflect and to be willing to do the work. Due to the fact there ain't no way out. It ain't no way up for them. But self-reflection. Clarify this persistent. Yeah, high class. Enjoys the finer things in life. So they gotta take responsibility for trying too hard to pop your bubble. They gotta take responsibility for that. Right? This high class motherfucker that's in the tower. That's engulfed by their own trauma. They gotta move around and get control of themselves. They gotta move on and gain self-control. This high class motherfucker. They gotta do it expeditiously, Spirit says. What's this? The high class. Yeah. So they also in their head because of their because of your persistent high class direction. They also in their head about that because you will not allow them to distract you. That's a part of their burdens. They have been cornered. They have been cornered and they also can't get out of it. It's levels to your condemnation. So whatever you did, just like down here on earth, when you catch a crime, when you catch a charge, when you commit a crime and you catch a charge, depending on the crime, how many times you've done it, depends on your fate or your punishment for that. What's this navigation? They in regret because they facing public scrutiny. Why? What's navigator? The direction. The direction is the east, west, south, and north. You have a choice. That's your inner compass. They know it. Not to mention, you already said something about this. You start putting your messages out in the winter about what they was doing in the fall. Yeah. What's the Seven of Pentacles? What was they invested in? The sticky life. They was invested in the sticky life. Moral dilemmas, clinging to the past, emotional attachments, entangled circumstances. That's what they was invested in. They was invested in putting you, high priest or high priestess, in the sticky situation. That's why they in a regret. Because of your persistence. Because of your endurance. Because you stood your ground. Because you guard your territory with integrity. Right? That's what they was invested in, the sticky life, right? Mm-hmm. Regarding you. They wanted you to be fucked up. Yeah. And that's exposed sunny days. You ain't living. You ain't. They couldn't. They could not. They missed their achievement on their investment when it comes to you being put to the sticky life. You know, having self-imposed limitations, being confined to shit, being restricted to things, limited and self-imposing beliefs. That's what they wanted for you, but that's what they invested in, and that's why they in regret. Because it's a boomerang effect. 1001 on the timer. It's exposed what you're manifesting. It's exposed what they manifested. It's exposed. They did the shit under the sun behind the fucking moon. They wasn't expecting the moon to turn on the sun. And you a superhero behind the scenes. You stuck in the future, you pull shit out. You stuck in the future and you iron it out before it even have to manifest. Cause you block it. Right then and there. Better let them know. So, Elihu, he made a choice not to disrespect his for one. He recognized Job as an elder in the physical, right? He also made a choice to look at things from a higher perspective when it came to condemning Job. That's what saved him from a form of wrath that the others got. Yeah. And now they're searching. What's this manifesting? Oh, we ain't done because we ain't been here in a while. Yeah, they got cavities. They got dirty mouths. They need orbit. Manifesting. Harmonize your actions, create goals with intention. Yeah. It's on fire. You set fire. Kindle, you're stoking the fire yourself. Light it up. Yeah. They're facing public scrutiny, and that's causing a huge to society and to the way people see them and to the way people see you. It's making a huge impact. Losing and you're gaining. Remember what you possess, whether if it's good or bad. So what you in your heart come out your mouth. That's a manifestation. Better let them know. Yeah. 5. Yeah. You're getting support from others. And the news, right now, the news here is this internet here. I know you are glamorous, secure, deep. I know. Only. What's this 9 of Wands? Yeah. Strength, guard your joy. Your joy. Your joy. Your attitude is joyous. Funniest period, life improvement, energetic, secure. I saw energy so many times. It's unreal. Yeah, that was an achievement for this Empress, the nurturing one. Yeah, again, with the help of Jesus behind the scenes. Joy. Cycles, vitality. Within 30 days, it's a yes. Yeah. Plan this progress was an achievement with spirit. Due to your inner strength and your power, you are loved by spirit. Vitality, and they ass got left behind. Self-reflection. Let's read that whole card. Let's read that whole card. Second chance or fresh start in love or life. Forget setting financial goals, fairness, good outcome, success, fixing your past errors, safeguarding your future. 9 of Wands, standing your guard. Legal issues, yes, in due time. You're good. Self-reflection. Unique talent, strength, vitality, take charisma. Mutual love, productive, and it reveals. Will be revealed. What's this dim? I just wanted to see what this dim was. It's the choices. Your light is either light or dark due to your choices. Due to your choices of who you choose to work with. That's that dim. That's based on your choices. Yeah. You chose to be greedy. Yeah, greedy and mean at this work. Professionals, and now y'all fighting. Because it's good idea to bully somebody. Good idea to bully somebody. Right? What's this greed? It's proof. It's proof. It's proof that y'all greedy. It's proven through somebody else's intuition and it manifested on earth. That's why y'all got hit with them fraud charges. So y'all can stop doing what y'all was doing. And again, you want to sue somebody? By all means, go. But the question is, this video is going to ask you, why do you think this reading is about you? And then that's going to expose you. So you need to think twice because you make poor judgment. I got it. What's this gluttony and this evidence? What's this proof? That you're irresponsible. Right? That you're irresponsible. Clarify this promise in the reverse. You're irresponsible and you can't sue. You cannot sue. You didn't get the attention that you wanted. Attention reverse. You got bad attention. And it's proof. What's this, visionary? Yeah, you couldn't make them a victim. And it said trickery too. Yeah, you couldn't trick them, you couldn't make them a victim, and you couldn't allure them. This visionary because they seen it. So again, this is based off your choices. What's this trap reverse? Trap reverse of consideration for someone. You couldn't make someone a victim. And now you want to compromise, or you couldn't trick them to reconcile or to come in agreement with you. Due to the fact they see you. And it ain't no mistaken. Because you wanted to curse them. Clarify this trap reverse with this compromise. Yeah. To someone who is supporting, who is supportive, who is supported. That you need support from though. You couldn't trap. You couldn't make this person a victim. You couldn't. Bad contract. 110-14. Compromise. What's this trap? Compromise in this care. And now you're haunted. And now you're haunted. Because you couldn't trap this visionary. You want to compromise because they are a caring and loving person. But you're haunted. You're haunted because this person is caring and loving. The person that you wanted to make your victim. You're haunted because they're chosen. That's why you are on a noose spiritually. Spiritually. 11103. Clarify this care and this omnosius. This group, this backup, this background, this bond, this group. Y'all could not allure this visionary, this high priest, or this high priestess. You couldn't do it because they saw you based off of your frequency. You can't sue. Clarify this relaxation. The Birdman, JR. Take a rest from responsibility, recover stress, release a toxic job that did magic, right? Or a person healing from lost mental space, meditate, say no, recharge, and before moving forward. Yes, but sometime later because you hosted this magic. So the impulsive action with the magic that you guys did, you already know what it is. Sometime later, after you guys deal with that, you guys have to handle that. That's the plan, Spirit says. So you should have took advice from a trusted one. You shouldn't have trusted the one that you took advice from. You should have took advice from a real one. Yeah, you didn't know? What's this ceremony and a ritual? Yeah. Why? Yeah. They took impulsive action on you because you was chilling. You was chilling. You moved on. You got your energy in check and you checked yourself. You kept it pushing. But these motherfuckers took impulsive actions for their desires again. Deception. The first commandment is do not be deceived. These motherfuckers fell on their own fucking sword. They did magic because of your wealth. And that make them sick to cause you illness. Because you are abundant. That was their plan. They took advice from these fucking friends to cause isolation to someone who's abundant, who sleep good. And now they worried because you getting your blessing. Clarify this ritual in this wealth, this real estate. They did magic for wealth, trying to harvest off of your energy, trying to teach you a lesson, not knowing that they put their own dick in their own ass. Clarify this ritual in this real estate. Yeah, that shit stopped. Yeah. What Jesus said, your dedication to Jesus assisted in this karma release. Clarify this. And it brought them stagnation. Yeah, because they had a natural disaster. Yeah. Yeah. This magic they did for wealth stopped. And they in a natural disaster. brought them stagnation. Everybody hitting you up. They want to hit you up so bad for money. They in the tower. They tried too hard to pop your bubble. They tried too hard to pop your bubble. And now they face a public scrutiny, but they need you. Depending on your rank and your knowledge, depending on which way you want to go. Your obedience determines where you're going to go. What's hitting you up? Because they need a blessing. Because you are the blessing. Fulfillment, well-being, enlightenment. They want to hit you up because you got good news. They want to communicate with you because you got good news, because you are the fortune. The answer is a no. Remember that pot? Remember that pot? Don't forget that pot. Don't forget that pot. What's this blessing? Again, you know your worth and you chilling. Because you blessed. They somewhere thinking about you. You somewhere getting your life together. Again, they're out of pocket. Today is 10-10. Another one bites the dust. What's this blessing? Yeah, this enemy, the ones you don't trust. They want to hit you up because they money hungry, because they in the upheavals, because they blew up the spot. They wanted to bust your bubble at all costs. They tried too hard. That's why they get the punishment. They chose their fate. I read about 5 people today in the book of Job 32, 1-7. It was 3 friends, Elihu and Job. That's 5 people. 1 out of the 5 looked at the whole situation from a higher perspective, supporting the one that was outnumbered. Somebody should have made a conscious decision here, and they didn't. Because they knew. That's why you don't trust none of them. And now they need help. This friends group need help. And the answer is no. What's this blessings with these enemies? Fulfillment. This is a fulfillment for what they collaborated, who they collaborated, and why they collaborated with them. Yeah. They want to back you up now after they did, because they trying to reduce their karma. The answer is no. You did it by yourself this hard. Your load is light. You extend a hand, you're going to turn into a pillar of salt. Yeah. For this incantation. Unfairness. Yeah. After they did you wrong, after they treated you unfair, that was their, yeah, now we're playing chess. They don't know how to play chess. This is life. What's this collaboration? Yeah, you collaborated with an enemy. Separate. Introvert. You're looking for a blessing. You are somebody who is untrustworthy. Now you want to slide, slippity slide. It ain't none of that. You irresponsible. What's this public scrutiny? Yeah. You get no libation for that. You get no support. Yeah. You get no spiritual support. You are not connected to the oil. You're down. Clarify this libation. Pray in the reverse. You in danger. Because you don't pray. You facing public scrutiny. You didn't pray. You in danger for this shit. It's going to be seen worldwide, universal wide what you did. Every last one of y'all. What's this? January 25th, February 25th, March 25th, 90 days worth of readings. It's time. Everything come out in a cycle, right? Yeah, who tapped in? Within 90 days, if I tell you something, it's going to happen. I know that for a fact. It's happening. 122:11. One master number after another. And you're mirroring it. What's this libation reversing danger in the upright? You didn't pray. And now you want to apologize because you feel guilty for what? For being a bitch? For being a bitch. Fuck out of here. Because you couldn't victimize somebody? The fuck out of here. You and your dirty ass friends? The fuck out of here. Or your groupies or your flunkies? The fuck out of here. Yeah. Because you're facing public scrutiny. Now you want to apologize for forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for yourself. You shouldn't be concerned about the person that you tried to fuck over. You need to be worried about your goddamn self. Go pray. What's this? Your prayers are fucking useless. I look just like this motherfucker. Straight face. Ain't no smile for you. Your prayers are useless. My job is to bring the judgment or the karma, the fate. I look just like this motherfucker. I'm not playing with you. Straight faced. What's this? Guilt confession for exploring or traveling. So you're in danger. You didn't pray. You don't pray. You're in danger. You feel guilty. You have to confess of what you did when you travel behind the scenes. That's why you're here. You got your first message from the person that you did it to 90 days ago to date. And now you're just now catching up. Catch up. You're still behind because you're still in it. What you thought? We was playing with you? Continue, but balance. When you put up you in the pot. Self-inflicted through the work you was doing through the quadrant. What's this apology and this adventure? You think you got a good idea? Because you're not protected. You're in danger. You're seeking forgiveness for what you did behind the scenes. It was a good idea at first. You want forgiveness for the idea. You should never manifested it. The matters of the mind and the heart. You manifested this. You don't need to manifest for anything. Because when you manifest for anything, it comes out to the bad. You don't need to manifest for anything. You wanted to break up an introvert's home, privacy, because of your greed. Your greed and jealousy. You didn't know what you was dealing with. You didn't know what you was dealing with. So in tie and strength. Divine mission, prosperity, and vibration with the divine magic. You didn't know what you were dealing with. Somebody that was on their spiritual calling. And then you feel guilty because you fucked with the chosen. Everybody's lighted up. You're a psycho. For profit, huh? It's a huge impact. Yeah, the huge impact is y'all a disappointment. Start something, kindled. To start the fire or to light something up, right? Isolation for profit, right? So through candle magic for energy harvesting, you invested in it, the magic for profit, right? You had to stop because you're going to jail and you're mad. You're going to jail, you and your peeps, for profit. And you're mad with the sweetheart. You're mad with the sweetheart because the sweetheart killed your ego. And now you call yourself learning from your binding. What's this isolation? You was, yeah, stopped. Yeah, yeah, it stopped. The dullness is rejected because you're dull. The energy comes from you. You have to understand that. 129, 11, 111, 11. What's this isolation and stop? This dullness, you awaken it. You wanted to isolate somebody to stop their vitality. That's what you invested in. But now it's sitting on your lap. It's happening because you manifested this, so it's happening in your life. Right? See, when you, everything you do, you breathe it in, right? Right? You breathe it in. You breathe it in. Okay. So you manifested this, and this is your souvenir, your gift. What's this origin? What's this creativity? Yeah, that was a bad habit. The souvenir, this gift. Yeah, you wanted to stop somebody's original gifts. Vitality, charisma, initiative. You was invested in that, and now you got that. Now you got it. You got it. It's yours. Everybody could see it belongs to you. Clarify this vitality and this grit. That was not y'all's plan. Yeah, to lose. Gain in reverse, to lose. Yeah. That was not y'all's plan, was it? Why wasn't it? Why wasn't it? What's this collaboration in this introvert? Yeah. You thought that you was going to hit this person up to receive blessings, even though you an enemy. Behind the scenes, stalking on the online community, and you see that this person they cool. So that makes you cursed, and you in a living nightmare because of the bribes you did when you wanted to stalk them, due to the vows you took, which was some awkward shit to call somebody be a castaway in their marriage, in their marriage, in their holy union, though. What's this? Stop this natural disaster. And now you guys need help. And Spirit said this was a fated success. Because this is chest out here. What's this self-reflection? Yeah. Now you see self-reflection, self-love in the reverse. You see that you don't love yourself. You see that all this was done out of self-hatred, though. Self-hatred. Of self-love. You reflecting that you never loved yourself, that you need to go heal. Yeah. You need to go work on yourself. You need all kind of tune up, oil change, filter change, gaskets. You just need a whole fucking detox. And it ain't gonna start with no apple cider vinegar and a smudge stick. You gotta go a lot deeper than that. Clarify this self-love reverse. Ain't no merit making for you. Ain't no merit making for you. So your level of hell is the lake of fire. Due to the fact you have inner knowing of spirituality. For dictatorship, right? You hang your peeps, right? Because y'all wanted to control some shit. Because y'all wanted to run others. Y'all wanted to control others' life, others' fates, others. You tried to twist and turn fate. That's why we had to read out of Job, and that's why we had to talk about what are the levels in hell. Because this is what y'all did, and y'all could have made a conscious decision not to do the stupid shit that y'all did. And so what y'all did behind the scene determined y'all's fate, which is the lake of fire. But y'all will experience life on each level of hell. Since you want to watch, clarify this self-love and merit making in the reverse. Both of them. And that's a success, Spirit said. That was a success. Clarify this triumph over them illusions. That was a success. That was a victory over these illusions. Because y'all was projecting. That's what y'all was invested in, putting y'all's projections on somebody to isolate somebody else. How much power did you not realize you didn't have? When did you wake up and realize you ain't got no damn power? That you are a problem? Now you bind it to your shit. You live and you learn. Unfortunately, you got to live for the rest of your days with this shit. What's this triumphant in this daydream? Again, chilling. We saw relaxation out here. Yeah, the good news is y'all bind it to y'all's current situations forever, indefinite, eternal condemnation. And it's levels to it. It's levels to this shit. Yeah. Me and my peeps look just alike. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Yeah. What this leader did around the fall. This high priest. What he did in the autumn. What he did in the autumn. Called they self trading on the star seed in the winter. Not realizing the star seed came out in the winter and told about all their business, and now the prophecy is being revealed. They're actually living in shit right now. Due to your choices. Because you wanted the gangbang. Not knowing that the angels was already surrounded you. Due to the fact that you always leaned and depend on God. Due to the fact you always lean and depend on God. So these people that was new in your life, they was new. Because you kind, people take that as if you want something from them because you're nice. It was a setup. Yeah. Straight face, glowing up, and breaker cycles. That's a straight face. It's not playing with nobody. And you chose to speak up through your side hustle. Or you spoke up about this person's side hustle, how they was trolling you for these fucking people. Yeah, because you're a peacekeeper for real. You transcended that fear, you transmuted it. Yeah, trust and thrive, stag. Yeah, so they can come. They're going to have to come head first. And they're going to get, again, cornered. What them antlers is there for? Protection. Trust and thrive through your crown. Clarify this thing. Trust and thrive. And you do not, well, they should have shifted their perspective. Let's do that one again. Hold on. They should. So, they are being hunted by spirit. Spirit is tracking them. What's this air guardian in the reverse? Shift your perception in the reverse. The shaman, trust in higher forces. Yeah. Yeah. Again, all this is through the crown. The crown. Yeah. You don't have to shift your perspective about this. Yeah, you know what's up. Yeah. They should have shifted their perspective because they don't have protection from spirit. Again, a broken arrow, they missed their shot. Embrace the energy of peace. What's this shaman? Healing information. Medicine guardian. Your medicine and your health come from up above. Higher forces. Right? Through your intuition. Right? How they tried to bind your unions, right? And now their unions is binded, and that's the broad balance, right? Because they manifested the negative for you, and you was just living your life in an upright. And look how that mirror affected. Birdman, daddy, I'm flying anywhere. Because you a sage. Because you a sage. You an old soul. Be devoted and committed. Be open to healing information. Be devoted and be committed. And that's what you are. You trust in your instincts. It's an animal guardian in the building. A spirit fox is here. We have a four-legged son. What's the sage? Arrow. Sage. Surround yourself with protective energy, sage. And don't. Druid. Hold the space in the reverse for this druid. Not only that, this sage has the Hindu dot on his forehead. This druid in the reverse, this druid don't. And it's exposed. Surround yourself with protective energy. This druid in the reverse. You surrounded yourself with protective energy against people like that. So again, your dedication and courage to your spirituality with whoever you subscribe to, whatever name you subscribe, I'll call him Jesus, assisted in this karmic release that's happening in the spring. In the east is the Star of Bethlehem. In the east is the war. So you pick a side, because that's what's happening in today's time. This cycle is closed. Today's date equals 10-10. 325 equals 10. Plus 2026 equals 10. Today is 10-10. It's today, the prophecy that you have been speaking on is being revealed today. Everything you said within the last 90 days regarding your situation, the cycle has been closed today on that situation. The punishment is the wrath. The wrath is the level of hell that they shall endure, how they have to guard themselves and protect themselves. They invested in this. This is what they manifested. So again, what you put out is what you shall get per the universe. So no one is exempt. We should have known what was up 4 days ago when it was the 3-2-1 countdown on the 10th. And I did share on this 3-2-1 countdown. It's going to be an abrupt change coming, a spiritual awakening, or a wake-up call due to all the celestial events that's been going on, because you are connected to the universe, so you know how to decode things. So until next time, take care of yourself, your spirit, and your personal space. Until next time, Ashe.